The West Coast is still dealing with severe weather because they've already still been so impacted by the mudslides. And as Hannah just said, they're barren over there. But Katie, here on the East Coast, we're not immune from it either. We're dealing with our own severe weather today.
Absolutely. And I would say really that the wind is probably, in my mind, for our area anyway, the biggest impact from this, because the kind of rain, the kind of snow that we're going to find out of this, it's a big deal, but it's not, as Hannah said, crippling for us anyway. But the wind is a big issue. Now, this is looking way much more like a nor'easter at this point, a storm system that is wrapping itself up, drawing in and generating its own cold air, and also really getting those winds started. The core of the circulation is actually just off our shoreline here, and you're beginning to see that changeover take place from rain over to snow. And we zoom it in, you can even see parts of Newcastle County are starting to see that changeover, at least on radar. So it's a matter of time before the rain turns to snow, and it certainly has already done that in the Poconos. We'll talk about them in a second. Here's your high wind warning, though. Recall that we could be ending up with 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts out of this storm system, and essentially 12 plus hours of this kind of wind. That is a long window. The worst of it is peaking, unfortunately, during the PM rush, and you could be looking at not just down tree limbs, but actual trees coming down. We've had so much wet weather as of late. The ground is saturated. That could help to uproot the trees and knock them over. So we do stand a pretty substantial risk for wires to come down with that and easily debris in the roadway. And it's certainly enough wind to send your trash can flying. If this is your garbage day, I really feel for the poor folks that have to go out in this just to do their job. So hats off to you. Taking a look, though, currently at the temperatures, they're starting to drop off a little bit. Low 40s, generally upper 30s. But it is cold enough in the Poconos again to see that snow. So as this rain eventually does turn to snow, how much are we talking? Well, the Poconos get slammed. A good thing for them, but it's heavy, wet snow that could, again, bring down maybe even some tree limbs, but 6 to 12 inches of it. In the Lehigh Valley, a more modest 2 to 4. And then even here in the city, it could now be up to 2 inches of snow on the back edge of this. For Jersey and Delaware, this is primarily rain, but even there, it could get cold enough briefly for a little bit of snow. In the meantime, though, meteorologist Matt Peterson has been out with the CBS 3 Mobile Weather Watcher. I know, Matt, you've primarily seen a lot of rain. So how are the travel conditions now?
Yeah, good morning, Katie. Thanks. We are out in the Mobile Weather Watcher. Rain, like you said, for the most part, pretty much across the entirety of the Philadelphia area so far this morning. And that means that we're also seeing some ponding on the roadways. We're seeing some of that spray. And as we take a look at the dash cam of our Mobile Weather Watcher, you can see a big semi in front of us. We're on 611 North heading up towards the Doylestown area. And when you have tractor trailers, all the other cars on the roads, and the rain, that spray is coming up. We're also seeing some areas where there's a little bit of ponding on the roadways as well. So while traffic is moving at a decent pace in most of the areas, there is still some slower spots here or there. You don't want to go super fast on a lot of the roads, again, just because we do have all of that rain out there. It's going to be a messy commute probably across the board for lots of folks coming in from all different areas. And Misha, I'm going to send it back to you. I know that you are giving us updates all morning long on just what this traffic is looking like.
I sure am, Matt. Take it easy out there.